is Chinmay Chetnadas. I have done my 10th from St. Lawrence School, Talcher, Odisha, and I have done my 12th in Central Academy, Kota. I have done my BTech degree in Civil Engineering, and I have done my MTech in Construction Engineering and Management, which is specialized branch of Civil Engineering. And in my family, it comprises of me and my parents. So, and my parents are working as doctors in CL Talcher.
What are your options?
History and Geography.
Coming from a engineering background, taking humanities subject, how do you justify?
So because like civil engineering, my specialization field, it is a vast subject. So most of the subjects like I am good at, but certain I am not good at. But whereas in history and all, it also it helps in my job profile also, as well as if you understand the basic concepts, it's very easy to grasp the whole thing. So for that reason, I didn't go for civil engineering, because like civil engineering has structural engineering, environmental engineering, water resource engineering. So like I'm good at water resource and environment, but not in structural. So that may affect my performance also. So for that reason.
You read history?
Yes.
Ancient, medieval, world history?
World history.
Among them, which you like most?
So mostly ancient history.
Why?
So because in ancient history, there are certain fields which are left to know about, and so like we can know very like about our ancient culture, like where we began from. So it gives us the roots about our tradition and culture. So for that reason I like it, and we can basically understand how our system has progressed till now. So for that reason I love ancient history.
Okay, you have calculus towards history. How do you, in administrative field,
Yes.
you will put it?
So because the history of a region will help us in knowing like what are the basic criteria for a certain reason. I mean, why the people are like that, or how is the physiology, psychology of that reason, of those people who are staying in that region. So, and also if we know the culture of a region, we can very well apply policies, whatever we are being given to apply. So for that reason, I think history will help me in my administrative services field.
Have your respect.
Have you read about the Gajapati dynasty?
Gajapati dynasty, sir.
What is the importance of that dynasty in history?
So because they were like Suryavanshi dynasty, so they were called as Gajapati because of their elephant, they had like large number of elephant cavalry. And also because they were important rulers of Odisha kingdom. They had occupied from like Ganga in the north to Kaveri in the south. And they were like very important rulers, like Pratap Rudradev was there, Purushottam Dev was there. So for that reason, Suryavanshi.
Who was the first Gajapati?
Pratap Rudradev.
So then this dynasty was initially started by Kapilendra Dev.
Kapilendra.
So previously these Gajapati Maharaja, they are controlling the entire affairs of the temple.
Yes.
So now what is their stature?
So now they are like important also case in our society, because in Puri Jagannath, when Rath Yatra is there, so they have an important ritual to do, like cleaning and sweeping the floors of Jagannath, Lord Jagannath. So for that reason they occupy important positions in society.
Who was the last independent king of Odisha?
Mukundadi was the last, like Hindu kingdom ruler was last.
Yes.
Mukundadi.
What is the capital of Odisha? Before Cuttack, what is the capital of Odisha?
So before Cuttack, like so in ancient times it was Kalinga Nagari. After that it shifted.
Khordha was also.
Khordha was also there.
What is the role of Gajapati Maharaja in during Car Festival?
Card festival for the sweeping the floors of Jagannath, like Lord Jagannath, before the start part that
Which
you are
one?
schooling at.
No, there is a specific right.
Yes.
There is a specific right of Lord Jagannath, of Gajapati Maharaja on the chariot, on the very day of the Karatiya. What is that? Do you have an idea about that right?
I didn't want it.
Chirapavana is there.
Chirapavana.
Just to explain the entire. So now confusion has been started to which was the first independent struggle in India. So they say it has started from Odisha, and Odisha also it has been, again some people they say that it is from 1803 and some people say 1875. So what is your opinion on all this?
So because there were all tribal uprisings and revolts were already there, I know thing, so that if we try to chronologically address it, then it will be difficult because we don't know what all small uprisings were there. And War of Independence, like even it is debatable if we go, if we say like 1857 is also like a first War of Independence, so it is debatable. So for that reason, if we just commemorate that it is an important historical phenomenon that has happened, that will be better rather than just classifying it as important War of Independence. That is my opinion.
From civil engineering to history,
Yes.
what is the archaeology? Do you have any idea about archaeological survey of India?
Archaeological survey, like so the institution
It's an institution
deals with the historical monuments,
Ah,
their
renovation of
renovation and
historical-
preservation.
There I think a lot of civil engineering services may be required. At the same time advices
Yes, sir.
and also how to restore the old monuments again to the for the new generation. These are all the challenges. So if you become an administrator, how you are going to use your particularly for Odisha's ancient cultural heritage safeguard?
So for first of all, like the boundaries of those archaeological monuments that should be preserved, and within 500 meters or something, no other building should crop up because that will destroy the essence of that archaeological site. After that, the soil and all studies should also be done. Like for my civil engineering, geotech is also a part, so that can also help me in getting an idea what kind of soil and all is there. So that if certain monuments are getting affected due to rainfall or because of soil quality, it is getting stabilized, like settlement is happening.
Natural.
So that also I can take care of. Apart from that also, like we know the climate is also an important part that is affecting the monuments. So we have to also take care of what kind of climatical like preservation we can help in. So that there also my knowledge will help me because environmental engineering is also part of civil engineering. So likewise I can proceed further.
How many projects have come up after independence in 5 years plan in Odisha? Major projects. Can you name?
So like recently now the smart city project is going on.
Not now, after independence.
Which have already been materialized.
We are already enjoying 70 years
So,
on the job.
yes.
Massive construction works are being made.
Done by civil engineers only. What are those?
So major infrastructure development under first plan, second plan, third plan in
Do you
that.
have any idea? 5 years plan program?
5 years I have idea, but like specific things.
In Odisha,
One dam was constructed after independence of Odisha.
do you have any
Hirakud.
idea?
Massive,
Yeah.
massive dam.
That then dam.
Hirakud dam.
Then dam was constructed.
And one we have already told you. Give another two. At least one.
Steel plants.
Steel.
Raulkela steel plant was there.
Okay.
Paradip Port Trust.
Okay.
How do you forget all these things? These are the beauty kids of our Odisha. When was Odisha formed?
Odisha province 1936, April 1st.
1930? 30?
6
36, it is declared as Odisha province.
province.
Uh, if you have become an administrator, what are all the challenges you are going to face? As a civil engineer, as an administrator, because you have a double power. You are a technically qualified, but you are an administrator. How you are going to solve the challenges or the problems if you become an administrator?
So like after you become
Priorities.
Yes, sir. So like first, like we have to, a certain reason that will be handled by us. So like if we are getting responsibility of that, so we have to also know about what kind of projects are being implemented, what kind of policies are being implemented. So we have to, like if there is certain infrastructure project, like I have construction engineering and management, my specialization. So I'll have an idea about like how they are executing that, whether it is going on in a better way or not. Because even my MTech thesis was delaying cost and time overrun, so I can very well handle that. Secondly, like in administration, like challenges that come up is like people to people contact is not there. So that is what I will establish, like have a proper contact with people. And then thirdly, it is that whatever like certain faulty like implementation is there because of exclusion error, like certain people are not getting benefits for certain schemes, so that I will take into account. Like I'll see what all exclusion errors are happening or not happening on ground. So and field projects mostly like not sitting in my office, but rather by visiting field and by knowing the people, I can better get an idea about
What
it.
is your priority? Which field you are going to give more importance and why?
So more importance I will specifically give towards vulnerable society, vulnerable people who are there, especially like women in gender based and also in caste based. So that will I take care of mostly. My
Okay, you
priority
there.
focus.
But there are so many SSGs, but they are not coming up. What is your contribution? SSGs are there for namesake. Even you are giving funds, subsidies, they are not coming up. What will be your suggestion to make them more effective, more income generation, more active? In Kerala, SSG groups, they are purchasing tractors and cars, giving them to their husbands. So, इसको खेत में लगाओ पैसा दो. But in Odisha, we are able to do. So what is your best strategy of working for the betterment of the SSG groups in Odisha?
So first of all, awareness should be there that there are government schemes, there are also subsidy that is being provided. Even budgetary allocation recently has been done for women SSGs also. And moreover, there are certain like leaders of society, you have to choose them, you have to also make them understand that if they are getting benefits from the government, they can also transfer it to others. So like awareness should be there, so that is my first thing, and they should also get help like immediately, because service is not being delivered immediately, so they have an idea, like a perception that they won't get service immediately. So that is why SSGs are failing. So that what we have to handle, that immediate delivery of services.
What are the three main reasons we are unable to develop? Tell me three main reasons.
Unable for SSGs. So first is the perception regarding the inefficient delivery of services. Secondly is that awareness regarding the subsidies and government schemes is not there. And thirdly, it is because like
Illiteracy,
ignorance is there.
these three factors. What is your counter for that? What you have to do to come up from that particular field?
Like so they have to be first informed regarding all this, like what are the benefits or facilities they will be getting by SSGs and what are the profits they will be having.
Educate them,
So for that.
inform them, then
And communicate with them.
communicate with them. And the last, provide them training and
Training. Yes.
ठीक है. This part is a challenging, no doubt, but it can be done a lot by a woman administrator. But the woman administrator, once sit in the power, they never do that. This is the unfortunate condition of our Odisha. Not only Odisha, in the entire nation. So these are all the challenges to be addressed. This is one. Have you heard about the Niti Aayog?
Yes, sir.
If it is given to you, how you are going to implement?
It's a Niti Aayog. So like they have like transformational agendas for like 3 years, like 2017 to 20, they have certain agendas. So if we are implementing that in a proper way, like it is kind of a think tank. So like you have to involve experts for it, like for different fields. So we are getting a basic like door-to-door survey kind of also data, as well as we are also getting an expert idea. So we can formulate a better policy, like what can be implemented, and then we can convey it to our legislators. And rest it depends on Parliament and all it passes.
Do you think that this will be a rapid form of development, or 5 years plan was the better form of program?
This is a better alternative.
So I believe this is a better alternative because here experts and all think tanks are involved. So for that reason, I believe it's a better initiative.
Okay, good, thank you.
Okay. So, what is your service selection that you have taken? The services which you have selected?
So OS, then OFS, and then OPS.
OS. So, tell me about the different ranks of OS, entry level rank and then subsequent ranks, and what is the final, post that you can, or final rank that you can get to.
So like the SLR is there, then block development officer is there, then also like under secretary position is there. So then we can also reach up to like under secretary mostly like final. And then also there are also rules like section 8 is there for promotion to Indian administrative services. So that is also there.
No, in terms of the like first you join as your junior class one, then in that way you must, okay, not the ranks exactly, not the post exactly, but the service
Grades.
ranks,
Grades.
the grades you have to go through that recruitment route. So grades you have to give. Okay, so you have taken what were your optionals?
History and geography.
History and geography. Okay, so can you tell me who has won the Nobel Prize for Chemical Sciences this year? Scientists from which country? 3 of them are work. Name is okay fine, but for what and which country?
So for molecular like machines they have got it. Like
The exact particular term for that? What you're saying is correct, but the particular term for that? And which country they belong to?
So country.
Okay. Okay. So what is the recent change in the rooster of the Supreme Court of India? Just before 3 days, they have started a new rule for the roostering. What is that?
So like this EGI, they will handle certain cases like which is important in like social cases and also criminal cases, and so there are certain categories for that they have established it, and rest others the other judges will be handling. So like for taxation cases and also other judges will be handling. So they have classified that, and it will be effective from February 5th. So that is they have.
Okay. PILs will be dealt by whom? Public.
CGIs.
Court, Chief Justice Court, what is the number of the court of CGI? There is a court number assigned to the Chief Justice's court. Court number 1. The High Courts also the same thing, court number 1. Okay. Sure. And tell me something about the recent decision of the government to take out Hajj subsidies. Okay, to stop Hajj subsidies. What is your personal view on that?
So because India's concept of secularism is different from Western concept, we do not believe in complete separation of state from religion. Rather, we believe in integrating every person of every religion in our society. So for that reason, subsidies were given because every person should feel that they are part of the mainstream society. But the government has taken it away, and they have given a very good reason for that also, that the dignity and the of those people, of those minority people won't be affected because it will be, this subsidy is shown as a charity to them. Rather, if we take away the subsidy, they can very well integrate into our society, and they can be a part of our society, and they won't feel threatened by the majority group. So that is a good decision as far as I know.
Okay. And are you aware of the latest budget?
Yes, sir.
So, government has introduced something called a standard deduction.
Standard deduction for salary.
Can you tell me something about it? What proposal and what is the amount of relief they will get?
So like they have done the salary income, they have reduced the standard deduction up to rupees 40,000, and they have said this was already implemented in 2005-06, but it was discontinued after that. But again, it has been reintroduced because of this medical alliance and travel alliance. It has been clubbed together so that the standard deduction will happen, so that the taxable payers will get a benefit of around rupees 5,800. So for that reason, they have taken this decision.
Okay, fine. That will be the end of the interview. Thank you.
The first reason is that the technical field where I worked for 2 years, it can become a little monotonous because their work is pretty one-dimensional. But as a civil servant, we get an opportunity that we can work in various fields. And second reason is that through civil services, we have the opportunity to reach a wider range of people through our work. So these are the reasons I wanted to switch from technical field to civil service.
What do you think that your present education will help in Odisha administration, help the Odisha administration?
So it may help the Odisha administration if there are any technical related job. For example, tenders are passed for procurement of various things, and during even construction services, I think my job can be of help. Other than that, as a mechanical engineer, I have some experience because I worked in a quality related production line. So I have some experience of the industrial engineering as well, where time management.
You have mentioned physics, chemistry. Then
So that was my intermediate subject.
subject, which subject?
This
So
work
this is
experience.
for work experience. So I have
This is work experience. 2015 to 2017.
work
She
experience.
was telling that 2 years she worked in.
Tata Advanced Systems Limited as a quality
There is not
engineer.
mention.
उसने मेंशन नहीं किया.
मेंशन करना चाहिए था. Okay.
ठीक है सर.
Okay. Do you know anything about the women rights?
Women rights, sir. Sir, the starting of women rights movement started from the suffragette movement, which was there in the United States, where the right to voting system they demanded. Other than that, during French Revolution also, a large number of women came out demanding equal status. And but in India's case, sir, one of the good things is that during the freedom struggle, people like Mahatma Gandhi gave equal opportunity to women. Annie Besant was one of the first women to lead Indian National Congress. Then Sarojini Naidu also did take up freedom movement during Dharasana Salt Satyagraha. So in India, sir, freedom movement, women have played a very important role, and also in our constitution also universal adult suffrage was added during the drafting stage also. So women's right movement has not been as pronounced as in Europe or USA, but it has been implicit and explicit during our freedom struggle.
Is there any provision in Indian Constitution?
So,
Is there any provision in Indian Constitution?
so the directive principle of state policies direct the government at the central and state level to create a uniform working field for the women. And as I said, the Representation of Peoples Act also talks about the universal adult suffrage, which means women also do get a right to vote.
What are the acts?
So, which are the acts?
What are the acts,
So,
laws implemented in India for protection of women's rights?
so the
Presently,
498 article is there, which is to prevent to provide justice to women who have been facing.
498
Yes, sir.
of Indian Constitution.
No, sir. The CRPC article, I guess. Sir.
Which? Of Indian Constitution?
No, sir. It's not an article in Indian Constitution. It's a section 498.
Yes, that is section over. There are a lot of sections. CRPC also there is section, in IPC also section in every act.
Yes, sir. So specific articles, if you ask.
498 of which particular act?
So for women's right, so Article 14 talks about right to
For women
equal.
rights? Article 498.
No, so Article 498 is not for women's right. Section 498. Section
I
498.
have put you another question.
Yes, sir.
I am in general asking you about the women rights and what are the acts and laws implemented in India presently for protection of women's rights.
Yes, sir.
So we must straight tell the laws. If you do not know, you are talking about the section also. Then you clarify. What is 498 to which act it relates?
So, section 498 talks about the women who have been subjected to domestic violence. So, to provide them justice, the section 498 is there. So, specific article for
How
women.
can you understand? Do you understand that? If you should bring article 490, do you understand? I am not able to understand.
I
Simply telling
apologize.
article 490, how can you understand?
Sir is asking to elaborate.
You must know, you are women candidate. Your primary responsibility will be to give protection to women.
Yes, sir.
Unless you know what are the provisions in Indian Constitution, what are the punishment provision in Indian Penal Code. Article 496 you are talking about.
Section 498.
498?
8.
Confused. You should not get confused.
I'm sorry, sir.
Because both. Prepare yourself.
Yes, sir.
498 Indian Penal Code.
It's fine if you don't know.
Yeah? So, okay. I am verifying what you are telling. Number one. Number two. You see, lot of crimes now at present day. Women are subject to lot of humiliations and outraging of modesty, lot of things, rape, murder, which has become a very great issue, Nirbhaya issue, so many issues. So you must know, you must be very much cautious to protect yourself first. Unless you protect yourself, how can you give protection to other women, being an administrator? So, you must know, knowledge is power. Suppose you have gone to a police station. The IIC did not receive your FIR. What will you do?
I did not understand the question, sir. I could not understand the question, I'm sorry, sir.
Somebody committed a crime on you,
Okay, sir.
any type of crime on you. You went to the police station and approached the officer in charge and lodged an FIR, handed over copy of your written complaint. The IIC did not receive it. आजकल पुलिस वाले जिनको कथारा करते ना आगे ये एफआईआर दबो तक कहते हैं प्रश्न पचारे ये झीटी सिंपल झीटी कहीं जाच्छो कौन आबो तमर की दोष नहीं खाली तार दोष ताकू कहीं काम करू तुम कह दिला जीव आठ प्रश्न पचारे तुम झीटी कहीं जाइथिलो आजकल बिहेवियर तो ठीक करो आम भी चाकरी रिसीव करा नो रिसीव करा तापर कौन कर
सर जेतिकी मोर ज्ञान अच्छे सब्जेक्ट विषय विमेन मानक का एफआईआर लॉज करबा मतलब लॉज करवाटा गोटे कंपल्सन जदि को विमेन आसिकी कंप्लेन करूछंती सेकेंड गोटे टाइम लिमिट भी अच्छी दैट 6टा संध्या 6टा पर आपण का फोर्स करि परिबेनी आसिकी पुलिस स्टेशन विजिट करने एंड एफआईआर लॉज पाई सर जी मु जानची प्रोविजन अच्छी जे आपण को कंपलसरीली जदि किए वायलेंस किंबा मोलेस्टेशन केस रे कंप्लेन करछंती एफआईआर लॉज करवाटा कंपल्सन अच्छी बोली मु जति जानची सर
एफआईआर लॉज करिया कि समय अछि निर्दिष्ट समय
सर एफआईआर लॉज करिवार निर्दिष्ट समय नहीं बट आपण को मतलब आपण एज अ वुमेन जदि किए पुलिस स्टेशन कंप्लेन करछंती संध्या 6टा पर आपण तांको डिटेन करि परिबेनी एंड सेकंड होची कि जने वुमेन ऑफिसर रहिबा दरकार जेते बळे कंप्लेन लॉज करा होची
दैट्स करेक्ट माय क्वेश्चन वाज in case the officer in charge did not receive your FIR
yes sir
refused to receive your
Then what will
what will you do
Sir, my next step would be to report it to his higher authority, because I believe that as a woman it is necessary to listen to my voice, and questioning the credibility of my FIR should not be done. He should receive my FIR and do necessary investigation, and if he is refusing, then I think I should go to higher authority to report about him as well.
Yes, supporting the higher authority did not receive.
Sir,
You will approach SP or somebody else, DSP or SP, next higher authority, STP or sub-regional police officer or SP. Supporting the SP also did not receive.
sir, I think that in that case we can approach court as well for a to provide for a writ petition in this case. I'm not very sure. I'm sorry, sir.
Okay. I am coming to second question. That run over that. 498 relates to offence
Against women.
on women, Indian Penal Code.
Yes, sir. Section
There
498.
women control section achi. You should see, particularly I am advising the girls, ladies, through the ire of the acts and rules and provisions of law relating to crimes committed on women.
Yes, sir.
Small purchase, you must purchase it and know. Knowledge is power.
Yes, sir.
When you join in administration, you must know first to protect others, give protection to others. If you express your helplessness before police, after becoming a magistrate, how you control the police?
Yes, sir.
You know how to control.
Yes, sir.
There are provisions. Everything is there in law. But unfortunately, you do not know. Being educated, you are educated, you are a good student, as I see, science student. You are coming from BJP college also. You are brilliant, definitely brilliant. But you cannot know. It is really very, very unfortunate. You must know.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Yes.
Sir.
There are a lot of things. This is a simple question I have put. And you will face a lot of problems. Police people, they don't care the magistrates also. Without the order from magistrate, they start firing. What will you do? There is a law for it. If SP does not receive your FIR, straight will go to the court. Go to the commissioner police here, straight will go to the court.
Yes, sir.
You are magistrate in the court. You have issued a summon, means notice for to cause the appearance of certain persons, criminals. Police is gained over. Okay? He did not serve the summon on the culprit, the criminal, deliberately, being gained over, receiving bribe. There is also provision, contempt of court act. I am not elaborating, but I am going to second part. You have to learn about Digital India.
Yes, sir.
What is it?
Sir, Digital India is a campaign which has been started in 2016 July by the central government. There are various aims that the government wants to achieve. First is the penetration of the internet to the rural areas, and second is that all the bank related activities which the rural India is generally not aware of, they want to allow people or educate people to use the digital medium to for their banking related activities. There are also Bharat Fiber Net program which the central government has started, so that the net connectivity can increase in the rural areas and villages in Gram Panchayat level. So basically
You see, we are not being able to extend the communication
Yes, sir.
facility
Yes, sir.
to inaccessible
Yes,
areas.
Yes, sir.
Say our Odisha,
Yes, sir.
lot of inaccessible areas.
Yes, sir.
We have not yet been able to construct roads.
Yes, sir.
Today, Mahabadi area road कौन सेती होला? Do you know?
Gurupriya Bridge, sir.
Gurupriya.
Yes, sir.
Similar Jagar. 5 gram panchayats were disconnected
Yes,
because of that Balimela dam.
Yes, sir.
वो डेरी है ना, 5 ग्राम पंचायत कही जाता है. अपन जो कोई भी सही माओवादी एरिया है, अपन को डिजिटल इंडिया, हाउ विल work in that area? Tell me. Who think
Yes, sir.
that this digital India will help the people living in inaccessible areas?
Sir, I believe that the infrastructure penetration is gradually increasing, but we cannot relate that because there is no accessibility of roads, we should not give them the privilege of using internet services. I think we should de-hyphenate these two things. Infrastructure development, definitely the state and central government is working through various projects like Gram Sadak Yojana to increase infrastructure development, and it should go hand in hand with the digital services as well. So,
You don't have a road.
yes, sir.
You will have to install a tower.
Yes, sir.
Anything, the necessary equipment will be required, computer, for all of them, electricity, all of them.
Agreed, sir. Yes.
So, how will you able to provide all these things? Without providing all these things, how can you say that this digital India will be successful? Has it been successful in India?
Sir,
What's your idea on that?
sir, I think
You
that.
have also operated subject to electronics.
Yes, sir. Sir, I think that Digital India has not received the necessary structure, necessary success, and yes, there are infrastructure lacunas which needs to be taken up. But these two factors can go hand in hand: the infrastructure development, which is the road connectivity and railway connectivity, and the digital infrastructure, which is laying down of optical fibers or putting up mobile towers. I think both of these should work hand in hand, but we cannot say that first in the physical infrastructure will develop and then we will start focusing on the digital infrastructure, because currently we are in the phase of fourth industrial.
Okay, thank you. How it will assist in the development process, the administration? How it will help the administration?
Sir, the Digital India program is reducing the amount of paperwork that is needed. So obviously it will, the projects can be done in mission mode, and secondly, sir, the scope of stalling files is again reducing because of Digital India program, sir. So it will help the administration definitely.
Sometimes, most of the time, because of failure of electricity,
Yes, sir.
supply, computer is going out of power.
Yes, sir.
And all are not connected to computer. All are not connected to computer because you have learned, you are tailor. You can handle computer. You can all handle computer.
Sir,
Of course, the government is insisting on that.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
They are saying that only.
Acha, who is the first Chief Minister of Odisha?
First CM of Odisha.
Who is
Dr. Hari Krishna Mathur.
Dr. Mata.
Yes.
First Chief Minister.
Yes, sir.
When was Odisha Pradesh constituted?
Sir, 1936, during the Government of India Act 1935, it
Okay,
come.
okay. Very objective. Okay. Who was the Chief Minister? First Chief Minister?
Madhusudan Das, sir. I think Madhusudan.
Are you sure? Madhusudan Das?
I'm sure, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir.
You are very sure? Be careful. Be careful. I had failed in an interview. Talking like this.
Sorry, sir.
You are not very sure? Don't tell. Okay. There is no CM, as Prime Minister.
Yes, sir.
At that time, it was known as
Provinces. Yes, sir.
Who was as Prime Minister? Which actor?
Madhusudan Das. I'm sorry, sir. I'll read up on it.
Okay. Vishwanatha. Okay? Okay. Who had constructed this Lingaraj temple?
Sir, Somavanshi King Yayati II had created the Lingaraj temple.
Jagannatha temple?
I'm sorry, sir. I don't remember his name.
You know. Konark temple?
Langula Narsinga Deva, sir.
ବାଙ୍ଗଲା ନର୍ସିଂ ଆଚ୍ଛା ସପ୍ତାହ ଭିତରେ ଅଛି ଏବେ ନା ନାହିଁ?
ନା ସାର୍ ନାହିଁ।
ଆଚ୍ଛା ଆଉ ଭଲ ଭଲ ଏ ଯେଉଁ 5ଟି ବଡ଼ ସାଧୁ ସନ୍ତଙ୍କ ନାଁ କହିବେ ଓଡ଼ିଶାରେ? ପଞ୍ଚସଖା ଜାଣିଛ? ପଞ୍ଚସଖା
यस सर ଜାଣିଛି।
कौन?
हाँ सर आचार्य हरिहर दास, गोपबंधु दास, नीलमणि मिश्र।
नीलमणि मिश्र
यस सर
ये नीलमणि
मिश्र
ଆଉ
सर ମନେ ନାହିଁ।
ଆଉ ସାଧୁ ସନ୍ତ କଥା କହିଲେ ଏଇଟା ଆଧୁନିକ ପଞ୍ଚସଖା ଆମର ପୌରାଣିକ ପଞ୍ଚସଖା
ପୌରାଣିକ ପଞ୍ଚସଖା
ଚର୍ଚ୍ଚା
ମନେ मतलब ଜାଣିନି ସର୍।
କୋଉ ପୁରାଣରେ ଜଗନ୍ନାଥଙ୍କ ବିଷୟରେ ବେଶୀ ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି?
सर जगन्नाथ सारला दास का जगन्नाथ
ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି ये जगन्नाथ मंदिर किए प्रतिष्ठा करते प्रथम?
आई डोंट रिमेम्बर।
डोंट बी नर्वस है न्यूटन्स लॉ ऑफ मोशन
सर
सेकंड व्हाट इज न्यूटन्स सेकंड लॉ ऑफ मोशन?
सर फोर्स इज इक्वल टू मास टाइम्स एक्सेलरेशन।
न्यूटन्स सेकंड लॉ ऑफ मोशन आर यू श्योर?
यस सर
वेरी श्योर?
यस सर
न्यूटन्स सेकंड लॉ ऑफ मोशन
यस सर यस सर
थर्ड लॉ ऑफ मोशन
सर फॉर एनी एक्शन देयर इज इक्वल एंड ऑपोजिट रिएक्शन।
फर्स्ट लॉ
Any body which is in a state of motion or in a state of inertia continues to be in the state unless acted upon by an external force.
how this renewable energy, do you know anything about renewable energy?
Yes, I have.
What does it mean?
So energy is generally two kinds of. The one which does not replenish over time is known as renewable source of energy.
Pardon again?
So energy is generally classified into two types, the non-renewable and renewable. The one which does not it can be replenished over time is known as renewable source of energy, like solar
For
energy.
example,
Solar energy or wind energy, these are known as renewable sources of energy.
what is the position of our, do you know anything about our conventional energy system? What is the conventional energy?
So the thermal energy and the hydropower energy that we
Are we
create.
self-sufficient?
No sir, there is a shortage of in terms of conventional energy. So that is why we are importing.
ମୋ ଜୀବନ ପଛେ ନରକେ ପଡ଼ିଥାଉ ଜଗତ ଉଦ୍ଧାର କିଏ କହିଥିଲେ?
Bhima Bhoi.
ମୁଁ କହିଥିଲି
Yes sir.
ଗଙ୍ଗାଧର ମେହର କ'ଣ କିଏ?
तो poet थे sir.
ହଁ କୋର୍ଟ ଆଚ୍ଛା ବୀରେଶ୍ୱର ଦେଖାଏ
Freedom fighter थे.
ଆମର ଶେଷ ଦୁର୍ଗ ଓଡ଼ିଶା ଗୋଟେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଶେଷ ସ୍ୱାଧୀନତା ଦୁର୍ଗ ଗୋଟେ ଅଛି କୋଉଠି?
I don't know sir. I'm sorry.
ओके थैंक यू
चलो कोई बात नहीं। You have the hobby in competition, yeah?
Sir.
So what do you understand by competition? You are sociology optional also, yeah? A little be relaxed, है ना? देखो
बी कंफर्टेबल डोंट केयर इट्स अ डमी इंटरव्यू
देखो सबसे पहले
सबसे पहले वेट माइनस मैक्सिमम डोंट केयर
देखो
वी आर नॉट
You are being stressed now. You have come out of this stress now. Okay. It will be like this: going into stress, coming out of it.
sometimes you will feel that I have not done well in the interview,
yeah,
but the interviewer will be very satisfied.
देखो पहले मुझे लग देखो
Be comfortable, Tata. Just like
तुम्हारी लास्ट परफॉर्मेंस बहुत अच्छी थी, है ना? एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी थी, है ना?
Sir.
भी अभी समझने की कोशिश ये करो, दैट मीन्स इट शो दैट यू कैन नॉट हैंडल द प्रेशर, है ना? सर ने ऐसा कुछ थोड़ी ना कि सर ने कुछ ऐसा पूछ लिया या नहीं बता पाओगे तो बहुत दिक्कत होगी, है ना? इट इज नॉट लाइक दैट, दैट शोज दैट यू कैन नॉट हैंडल द प्रेशर, है ना? गेटिंग मी और नॉट? तो जैसे जैसे सर ने शो बात की थी, व्हेन सर स्टार्टेड दैट थिंग प्रोसेस, दैट मीन्स एट दैट टाइम योर वॉइस वाज वेरी ऑडिबल, बट जब सर ने क्वेश्चन शुरू किए और विद प्रेशर शुरू किए तो आपका क्या हुआ, वॉइस लो होता गया. दिस शोज दैट यू डोंट हैव द पर्सनालिटी, है ना. दैट मीन्स व्हेन मूव इज देयर हाउ यू विल यू कंट्रोल, है ना. क्लियर और नॉट क्लियर. तो वेदर यू आर राइट और रॉन्ग, है ना, अपना बोलो तो सही ना, है ना. यानी कि ये दिस शोज दैट यू कैन नॉट हैंडल द प्रेशर, है ना. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. और आपकी आंखों में जो आंसू झलक रहे हैं, है ना.
Come back now.
It should not be.
I'm sorry, Doctor. I'm sorry.
है ना. This is nothing but just to check whether you can handle the pressure or not. Okay, clear or not clear? It should not be like
You
that.
must be stress-free.
Okay.
है ना.
Be a bit stressed, then you come out of it, again face the other member, continue. That is why such stress.
You must
Yeah.
confess
Okay.
problems. There's a lot of problems in life.
Yeah. है ना. फिर छुपा
You
लेंगे.
have to handle that. Okay.
Stress management is also one of the important.
हाँ, बहुत जरूरी है, बहुत जरूरी है ना. ठीक है. वो कोई ऐसा थोड़ी ना है.
Fairly अच्छी internal interviews of stress.
तुम्हारी बहुत अच्छा नॉलेज है. I can tell you.
You will probably মানে stress handle করো কিছু অসুবিধা নেই।
है ना.
Your knowledge is
ये
very-
बताता है कि तुम स्ट्रेस नहीं फील कर सकते हो, है ना. तब तुम अच्छे एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर नहीं हो सकते हो. दैट्स वेरी क्लियर, है ना. स्ट्रेस ही नहीं झेल पाओगे. और सर ने 2-4 क्वेश्चन ऐसे क्या किए और विद प्रेशर कि आप रोने लगे, है ना. है ना. ऐसा नहीं होता ना.
It's okay now.
हाँ.
Answer.
ओके.
बेटी देखो तुम बहुत छोटी हो. मैं तो रिटायर एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव ऑफिसर आया हूँ. So naturally I have lot of experience
Yes, sir.
in life and life. So I will definitely share. So you need not fear. If you join in OAS, your get up, your mode of approach, everything is alright. You are talking fluent English. You are alright, and I hope you should succeed. But knowledge is power. So this is just a preparation for you. After going back from this interview, keep these points. I am lacking in all these points. I must take action. We are helping, not discouraging. Don't take it negative. Okay? You should be expert in information. You definitely ask questions which you may not be able to answer. Natural.
हाँ, that's natural.
Natural. It's what natural.
No problem. Don't,
But you
और
must know.
कोई भी परफेक्ट थोड़ी ना हो सकता है. नो वन इज परफेक्ट ना.
don't make that to come in the expression. Right?
हाँ.
Okay?
गेटिंग इट और नॉट.
Carry
है ना.
on.
ठीक
Carry
है.
on.
चलो टेल मी व्हाट इज कंपटीशन.
I am sorry, sir, I don't remember the definition.
Okay.
But
चलो. Second one is tell me about the what do you understand by constitutional bench?
sir, benches are created in the Supreme Court to hear the cases. So the particular cases which are related to the basic structure of the Constitution, if they are addressed, then it necessary.
Only basic structure of the constitution.
Any constitutional provisions which are to be addressed, then constitutional bench is created.
Okay. How many type of benches are there?
I'm sorry, sir, I don't know.
Okay, no issue. Then tell me, what do you understand by fiscal deficit?
So, a fiscal deficit is the total revenue that has been created in a budget year minus the revenue received is the fiscal deficit.
Okay. What? फिर से रिपीट करो. What? क्या कहा आपने, फिर से बोलोगे?
So the total capital received minus the
पहले
revenue.
तो आप पानी पिए, है ना. आप जो है बहुत टेंशन में लगे हो, है ना.
Yes, yes.
बताओ. हाँ, फिर बोलो. Tell me.
I can't remember the definition now.
Okay. चलो होगा. लेकिन बहुत इम्प्रूव करने की ज़रूरत है. अगर थोड़ा सा भी हो गया तो आपका पूरा खराब हो जाएगा, है ना. आई कैन टेल यू दैट, है ना. फिर जो चीज़ आपको आती है, व्हाट इज रेवेन्यू डेफिसिट? यू टोल्ड द डेफिनेशन ऑफ रेवेन्यू डेफिसिट इन प्लेस ऑफ फिजिकल डेफिसिट.
Yes, sir.
है ना.
Revenue.
जहाँ तक मुझे पता है आपको पता है ना. बट द इशू इज यू आर नॉट एबल टू हैंडल द प्रेशर, है ना. एंड दिस शुड नॉट बी. अगर ये इंटरव्यू बोर्ड में हो गया तो तुमको बहुत दिक्कत हो जाएगी. एंड देयर मस्ट बी डेफिनेटली वन पर्सन मस्ट बी देयर लाइक दिस, एट लीस्ट वन एंड मोर देन वन.
Yes. This
है
is
ना?
required for you. Remember.
And that is
What
required for
happened
you.
with you is required. So that
और आपका पूरा इंटरव्यू खराब हो जाएगा.
So this is the mock interview for your optional subject, agriculture, right?
Yes.
So first tell me the reason for choosing this subject, agriculture. Did you only choose it because you have done your studies in agriculture, or some other reason was also there?
No sir, I didn't study agriculture in my plus 2, and after completion of my plus 2 means I have taken biology in my plus 2, and thereafter I got admitted in Akash means private institutions for medical preparation sir. And then there sir, my physics was not that much strong. There then biology was my favorite subject at that time, and biology did well with me, and I opted for agriculture because agriculture is somewhat related to biology.
So you have not done your graduation or post-graduation in agriculture?
Yes sir, I have done my graduation in agriculture and post-graduation in particular subject of agronomy, which is under
What I am asking is, in OPSC,
yes sir.
you have chosen agriculture?
Yes sir.
Okay.
Yes sir.
That is what I am asking. Why you have chosen agriculture? It is only because you have studied agriculture at postgraduate level, or some other exam related reasons are also there. For example, if you have analyzed the marks, etc. That is what I wanted to know.
No sir, my graduation subject was agriculture, and I thought that it will help me to achieve, first of all sir, 2 to 3 reasons are there. First reason is that our graduation subject was agriculture, so for study reason it will help me a lot. And second thing, that around 70 to 80% people of Odisha and India they are inclined to agriculture, means somewhat they are related to agriculture. And this agriculture what I have studied during my graduation course and post graduation course, that will help a lot in my service career sir.
That will help a lot in your service career.
Yes sir.
So let us, what is the, now there is agricultural distress in many states of the country.
Yes sir.
My question is, as a postgraduate in agriculture, what are your suggestions how that agrarian crisis, not crisis exactly, the distress, okay, that the income, individual income of farmers, how can we increase it? The government also has a very ambitious plan of doubling their income.
Yes sir.
By which year?
By 2022 sir.
2022, okay. Is it possible? We are already ending 2019 in 2021, 2 years, 3 years. Is it possible to double the income of farmers?
Yes sir, by analyzing the positive aspects, means what Ashok Dalwai, the doubling the farmer, who started doubling the farmers initiative in government of Odisha, government of India, sir, stated that it is possible sir. Doubling the farmers income is possible, but we have to follow certain aspects sir, in agriculture to double the farmers income. First, we have to solve the distress problem, means what the farmer producing, and the farmer is not getting that much of remunerative money for that excess surplus, and the farmer is just not getting that price, and sometimes farmers are failing in selling their products. So many aspects are there, like technology advancement, reaching the farmers to the field, training them, incorporating various technological aspects in their field, giving them remunerative price more than MSP, and even MS Swaminathan committee has told that 1.5 times, means 5 times MSP has been should be incorporated to them. More than 1.5 times, 1.5 times. What government is giving, 1.5x times MSP should be given to farmers.
Okay. So that they have all, they have been trying to do it for
Yes,
some
sir.
time, but
Yes,
results
it will
are-
take time sir, it will take time.
Hmm.
It will not be done within a month or within a year sir, it will take time.
Hmm.
Gradually many policies have been formed for this,
Mhm.
and government is implementing organic farming, zero budget natural farming, Pradhan Mantri Kisan Yojana is also there, Krishi Sinchai Yojana is also there. Many policies are being implemented.
What is this zero budget natural farming?
So zero budget natural farming is that the farmer is not investing any money starting from the sowing to marketing sir. Means everything is done naturally sir. we have to incorporate livestock aspect in this. Means we are getting cow dung from it, and that cow dung is incorporated into the soil, and the fertility of the soil is increased, and it will gradually improve the productivity of the soil. And it has been started from the Maharashtra. Subhas Palekar is the father of zero budget natural farming, and which comes under sir Paramparagat Krishi Abhiyan, that is under Government of India, sir.
Okay. So you think that this paramparagat or traditional means of agriculture actually has some potential? Can it deliver results?
Sir, it will deliver result not in a quick manner, means within 1 month or in a certain span of time, sir. It will deliver, the potential will be achieved, or the potential can be achieved, sir, but it will take time, sir. Means what organic farming principle says, sir, that organic farming principle says that we cannot produce huge amount of produce within short period of time, but it will gradually enhance the fertility of the soil, and the potential, means the yield capacity will increase gradually, sir.
What do you mean by multi-story cropping?
Multi-storied cropping, sir, the principle of multi-storied cropping, that we use different spatial aspect, means one crop is at different height, second crop it is different height, and the third crop is at different height. So solar radiation interventions are different at different levels. Like examples are coconut, cocoa, pineapple, or black pepper. Black pepper generally trails around the coconut. Cocoa tree is within a medium height, and pineapple at the bottom height, sir. Multi-storied cropping means different stories. We are using the different levels of different stories.
Odisha, they are doing.
Yes, sir. It is some part of Koraput. It is there in some part of Koraput. They are coffee cultivations. They are getting coffee cultivations. They are like experimenting multi-story cropping. And also in OUT experimental farm, they are experimenting like coconut, pineapple, and we can cultivate in place of cocoa like papaya. Medium height plants are also there, sir.
What are the advantages of multi-story cropping?
So multi-story cropping, we are using that advantage of using the different levels, sir, in story. Top story, we are using coconut cocoa, means some solar radiation falls directly on the top story, which needs more solar radiation for photosynthesis. Medium story, solar radiation is filtered out, little amount of solar radiation comes, that need that much of solar radiation. And the last layer, the last story, which we can cultivate pineapple, it requires shade condition. So different levels are being used, sir, and advantages for us, and solar radiations and photosynthesis are also being gained, sir, according to their need.
Okay, so tell me something about the advantages and limitations of organic farming. What are the principles of organic farming?
Yes, sir.
What are the advantages and what are the limitations?
Sir, 4 to 5 principles are there in organic farming. Principle of health, principle of soil, principle of life, principle of interdependency, principle of ecological balance, sir. Means in case of organic farming, we are gradually excluding, we are not excluding at a once of chemical or synthetic fertilizers or synthetic inputs what we are providing in this contemporary agriculture, sir, like fertilizers, hormones, and other inputs like pesticides and all other things. We are gradually excluding, means this year we are excluding certain amount 50 kg of nitrogen, then next year we are providing 30 kg of nitrogen, and gradually we are completely excluding the external output, and we are solely depending upon the livestock aspects like cow dung, and vermicompost is also there in organic farming. Crop residues management, means crop residues are also being incorporated in organic farming, sir. And disadvantage of organic farming, that, sir, like huge population expansion is there in India, and for that population we cannot sustain solely on organic farming. We require a huge amount of produce, sir. And gradually it will take. And for Sikkim only, why it is declared as the organic state? Because their population is low, sir, and their requirement of food grain is not that much, and it has gained that status.
Okay. What is the importance of agricultural extension for improving the income of the farmer.
Yes, sir. Agricultural extension is the most vital part of agriculture, sir, because what their scientists are generating or principles or hypotheses are in the laboratory, it should be reached to the farmers, sir. So agricultural extension generally bridges the gap between the scientists and the farmers, sir. It reaches out to the farmers and it solves their problem, resolves this problem by conducting various method demonstrations, result demonstrations, and for this one our famous program was also their lab to land program, which has been started during 1970s, and they are the main organizations which bridge the gap, sir.
Bridge the gap.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So, you know about the soil health card scheme?
Yes, sir.
Tell me something about it, and has it been successful? The farmers actually know about this scheme?
I can say, sir, it is little bit successful, not that much, because soil health card, like human health, soil health is also very much important for production, sir, because gradually if you apply huge amount of fertilizer or huge amount of pesticides, the soils are being degraded, sir, in later period of time. So their acidity should be maintained, their fertility should be maintained. So, sir, soil health card is a scheme that soil health cards are given per 3 years, sir. 12 parameters are there: acidity, fertility status, N, P, K content, and other parameters are there in soil health card. So it is very much beneficial for the farmers, and till now, so many amount of means exact quantity I don't remember, sir, how much cards have been distributed, but it's an ongoing process, sir, and it will gradually get success in the later period of time, sir.
Okay. What is the, you know about agricultural exports? Okay, what are the problems with the agricultural export subsidies? Some developed countries are always, at loggerheads with the developing countries on this issue. What is the
Sir, it is related to World Trade Organization, and 3 to 4 boxes are there: blue box, green box, amber box, and the agricultural export subsidy comes under the green box. What developing countries are giving, then the problem of giving that subsidy is that even India is producing huge amount of rice. For example, sir, India has a need of buffer stock 10.7 million ton of food grains. What the FCI is storing, but what India is producing this year, sir, it is producing 27.3 million tons of rice. Then the surplus is around 17 million tons. It is not required. Then, so what to do with this amount of surplus amount of rice? So India generally exports these rice to foreign countries. So India is providing subsidy to farmers, and farmers are getting so much of aid. So it creates imbalances in the foreign markets, world market. So they are like pricking India not to give subsidy to farmers.
What option, what have we done in that case?
But sir, we cannot work upon that issue, because we have to give subsidy to farmers, because without subsidy, sir, what the packet of urea in the market rate is, it will be so high without the subsidy, because government is investing 30 to 40,000 crores of rupees in subsidy of fertilizers, because without that subsidy, Indian farmers cannot get fertilizer, and without that fertilizer, the productivity also cannot sustain, sir.
Okay, you said about urea. So there's a problem with the, the fertilizers that we are using, the kind of fertilizers that we are using. What is the average or what is the actual, ratio of these NPAs, in the soil?
Yes, sir. Actually, Indian farmers are generally using indiscriminate use of fertilizers. What it should be, they are not using. They are using it like they have a thought in their process that if I use more urea, I will get more yield. But they are not seeing the futuristic prospect. Means they are damaging their own soil, but they are not knowing. So particular ratios are 4:2:1 is there, but they are using it like in Punjab, like more than 200 kilograms of urea, 300 kg of urea per hectare, and more than 200 kg of phosphorus, and more than 100 to 200 kg of potassium is they are using. But they have used during the Green Revolution, and they are now facing the situations in Punjab because the fertility is totally zero in Punjab, sir. The fertility has been degraded, and it has been converted into the cancer bowl. Like also in Odisha, we are facing that same situations in Bargarh area. It is also now called as cancer bowl of Odisha. Like, after Amritsar or Jalandhar area, now Bargarh is facing huge amount of crisis of cancer, sir. Pesticides and fertilizer residues are huge amount in food grain crops. Indiscriminate use is the main reason, sir.
What are the alternatives to this?
Sir, only alternative we can aware them that this is the problem. You don't have to use that much amount of urea. And second one is the organic farming, sir. Gradual incorporation of organic farming. And Government of Odisha and Government of India is pushing hard for this organic farming. And people are now changing. They are also taking organic farming in some tracts of Odisha, sir.
Okay. So, you told about the different boxes of subsidy colors. Can you tell me what is amber box, what is green box?
Sir, I read it about long past, but the green box is related to agricultural subsidy. Amber box is related to, sir, I can't recall it, sir.
Okay. So your post-graduation is in which subject?
Agronomy, particularly agronomy, sir.
Agronomy. What it deals with? What?
It deals with field crops management and field crops growing and its management.
What are the major challenges or threats to the field crops?
Sir, major threats to the field crops are like, first one is the climate change, sir. Climate is changing so fast and the crops are not that much resilient to the climate change. Second one is the fertility status of the soil is degrading day by day. Third one is the crop varieties are not that much resistance to insect pests, sir. Means that is biotic stress. Under abiotic stress, climate change is there, and under biotic stress, this insects and pest resistance is there. Fertility status is there, and water problem, water crisis is huge in field crops management, sir.
Okay. So, what are the various plant regulators that you know?
Yes, sir. Plant regulators are plant growth regulators, means they generally enhance the same division of the process or that helps in the growth of their plant. Auxin, gibberellin, cytokinins are plant growth regulators.
And they are used artificially also?
Yes, sir. They are being used for grapes, for seedless grape purpose used, for hybrid rice, gibberellic acid GA3 is used, and for flowering in what is called, that is bitter gourd, cholera, in flowering purpose that is used also, sir.
What are the side effects of genetically modified crops?
Genetically modified crops are there. We are implementing a certain characteristics or we are injecting a certain characteristic into the plant. So that plant is showing that much of characteristic, but the result is that nutritional imbalance can be seen in some parts of genetic modified organisms. Like recently one variety of mustard is released, Dhara variety, double O variety, Dhara variety is there. And genetically modified crops like BT brinjal, BT cotton is also there. So insect resistance means it is resistance to a particular group of insect, but gradually what it is gaining that the other insects are also being, the beneficial insects are being also destroyed by this. The endotoxin that is produced from BT, that is, then it destroys the other beneficial insects also.
Okay.
But harmful effect on animal, it has been not been proved. It is like in experiments, conducting experiment. They are conducting experiment whether it is harmful to animals or not.
What is the major trend in consumption of food grains
Yes, sir.
in India in last 15-20 years?
Last 15-20 years consumption is like highest consumption is only rice is there, then thereafter wheat is there, sir, and pulses, generally rice and pulses demand is very high in terms of eastern India, and wheat demand is high in terms of western means northern India, that Punjab, Haryana, Delhi and other part.
So are we shifting from carbohydrate based crops, cereals, etc. to more production, to more demand of pulses?
Yeah. We cannot completely shift from carbohydrates to proteins, sir, because in our daily food habits, what we take generally is rice and dal. One is deficient in one protein, one amino acid, and other one is deficient in other amino acid. Like rice, methionine is absent, and the second one, valine is absent. So for wholesome proteins, sir, we have to take both rice and dal, sir. So we cannot completely transform carbohydrate based to protein based. But these days what government is initiating like millet mission. Government is incorporating millets into the cropping system, because today in these years millet is called as elite class people's food, sir, because it has huge amount of proteins and other nutrient substances.
Fine. So, what is integrated pest management?
Integrated pest management is that approach in which chemical, biological and other aspects of controlling insects are being incorporated. Means we have to incorporate chemical control, we have to incorporate mechanical control, physical control and biological control of insects. So it doesn't pollute the environment and it does not degrade the certain characteristics of that crop.
So, tell me the characteristics of the second green revolution.
Second green revolution, it has been declared by our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi after the exhaustion of the first green revolution. That soil has been degraded, water availability, groundwater availability is low. So for this reason, our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi declared just 2-3 years back that second green revolution should be there, in which whole aspects of agriculture will be there. Like we have to focus on crop science, crop production and its allied sectors.
Okay. Okay, so that will be the end of the interview. Thank you.
Thank you.